Episode 171, Moto Academy podcast, number one podcast in motocross. If you guys weren't aware, thank you guys for all of the listens. Thank you for the clips on socials have been doing better and better, which is cool. Those accounts are growing, which is awesome. Moto Academy's on tour. We got 5-day camps coming up. We've got tour dates coming up. As of this being posted, what would be next? Cedar Lake, probably with Coach Mitchell, which is in
Cedar Lake tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, which is in Wisconsin. That one's, by the time this is out, probably sold out. So thank you, everybody in Wisconsin, because that place always does super, super well. Then I'm going to Desert Peaks in New Mexico. First time going there, which is exciting. Ethan, I'm reading this from so far away. Like, this is pretty impressive. Then we're going to Dreamville. Like,
he just wants credit for how good his old eyes are.
I'm basically making it up. It's so far away. And then
we're going to the moon
Dreamville MX
next week.
In North Carolina. That's going to be, who's that? Coach Ty, maybe?
That's Mitchell. Coach Mitchell, yep.
And then 10 Mile MX in Georgia. Yes? Is that correct?
Ooh.
Yeah, I missed one.
That's correct.
River
I
Valley?
heard that place is pretty nice.
River Valley, yep. River Valley, January 19th with Coach Mitch, and then 10 Mile in Georgia will be with Coach Ty.
Cool.
Right before we head down to Florida.
Then we all, and by we all, I mean, we have 15 or 16 or 17 people from the Moto Academy team that we're flying into 74 MX in Punta Gorda, Florida, and that will be our first 5-dayer of 2026. So you want to stop and give a round of applause. That's applause worthy, because I'm nervous. I'm excited. I spent probably $300,000 in December to prepare for this camp. Like, it's we're doing it for real. And then we're wasting no time, because with the schedule change, we're then going back to back. We have 74 MX in Punta Gorda, Florida. And then the very next week, we're going to Moto Land in Arizona, week of February 2nd, for another 5-day camp. And then we have 1 week off, and then we're in Verona Oaks, right near San Diego, California, for another 5-week camp. So basically, we start the season with back-to-back 5-dayers.
And they're awesome tracks. All three of those are awesome. Like Punta Gorda's sick.
Heavy hitters, yeah.
Moto Land is, if you like jumps, that is your track. Like, the main track is just, it's super jumpy.
Speaking of jumps, we have something fun to talk about on this podcast. So I'll save it for a little later, but I want to get your opinion, Dave, on it.
Oh, for sure. 100%. So I've been seeing, I'm stoked for the camps. I've been seeing a lot of ads for the camps, and it's super sick. But I've also been seeing clips of me and you, AJ, just talking about just dirt bike stuff, dude. And I don't know how you do it, because some of the comments I see, I'm like, oh my goodness, dude, these people are just spitting this vitriol, and I'm like, oh, it sucks for AJ. I scroll a little bit farther down, they're like, who's the black guy? I'm like, oh God. No, man. Someone's like, he's never raced a day in his life. They're like, yeah, I've never seen him on a dirt bike. He's never even ridden. And what gets me upset, and I'm just gonna go on a little rant right now. What gets me upset, it's not that, like, oh, they don't know that I like win races and I was this and youth all this other stuff. It's like, no, dude, all of the crashes, all of the heartache, all of the tears, all the skinned elbows and pinched fingers from doing chains, all of that. Like, you don't like, and you think I don't. It's like going through all that heartbreak. Not even the good stuff, not even the wins and whatever, dude. But like, I'm broke and I have to figure out how I'm gonna get $70 to go race tomorrow. All that stuff just thrown out the window. Just don't even know the heartache that I've endured from this sport.
Just no qualifications to speak on the sport whatsoever,
dude. It's just
well, that right there is why people are afraid to start before they even begin. You know, that's why not everybody has podcasts, because they're afraid of feeling like, who am I to do this, or what are people going to say, and how are they going to judge me? Yeah. And Moto Academy theme of 2025, the tail end of 2025, was be unembarrassable, and you
100%. 100%.
Because, dude, half the time I see these posts, and you can only capture so much in a 30-second, 10-second, minute short form.
For sure.
So, like, half the time it's not even exactly what I meant. Sometimes it's not even close to what I meant.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know? So it's like, at this point, I've just got to the point where it's like, all right, yep, fine. You know, say what you want. I've no attachment to that opinion. I have no attachment to your opinion. Wow, that was fast. Here we go. I'm going to start this episode, Dave. This is just for you. Mm-hmm. We're starting this episode with a little filet mignon.
Oh,
sweet potato and
Oh,
avocado.
oh gosh.
Yeah, so sorry.
Just
Sorry
the
to do that to you.
most pretentious foods.
Sorry to do that to you.
If there was an
Grass-fed,
aioli,
grass-fed
oh,
fillet.
just
Yeah, I know.
disrespectful, dude.
I know.
So disrespectful. But yeah, I read, I saw those comments, and I'm like, geez, dude. And some people are just doing it just to like be jerks. Like,
Yeah.
I've got really thick skin, dude. Like, my motto is, if you don't love me if you're not making fun of me. Like, my good friends, Tevin Tapia, Rashidi Karrison, AJ Catanzaro, Jackson
Tevin
Exxon,
Tapia,
Billy
the
Freeman.
I mean, you have to have thick skin
Tevin.
if you're friends with Tevin Tapia.
Oh yeah, yeah, great friends, dude. Love them to death. Manny, all my Jackie, all my friends. You know what I mean? Like everybody, dude. I'm like, if you don't love me, then you're not gonna make fun of me. If you don't make fun of me, you don't love me. And I'm reading some of them, and like I'll laugh at and I don't care, dude. I'll laugh at any joke if it's funny, any joke. And some of the ones that I read, I'm like, oh, it's really not nice, but that one's pretty funny. But some of them, I'm like,
Really
geez,
not
dude,
nice.
that's just your inner evil coming out. It's not even a joke. Like, where's the punchline? It's like, jeez, dude. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
It's funny when I first started working Moto Academy and I got access to all the accounts and I'm doing a majority of the posting at this time. I'm like, I'm going through the posts and reading the capture, the comments, right?
Yep.
I remember I put out one and they called AJ gay or something, and I'm sitting there like I got offended because I put the post together and put it out, and then you just gotta realize, you realize after a while like it doesn't mean anything, and then you go and you look at these people's profiles too, and you're like, come on, you know what I mean?
Dude,
like, come on, guys,
it's wild. And like, what a mean thing to people are like, dude, this black dude looks gay. I'd be like, thank you, I am really well manicured and tailored. I appreciate that. I do smell like sweet cherry blossom. You're 100% correct, sir. Men do faint when they see me. 100%.
I do have a whole gallon of coconut oil on right now.
At all times, dude. I'm such a slippery boy at all times, dude. I dare somebody to come try to grab me. I'm slipping right through those fingers.
So this episode is I eat my filet mignon.
Right.
What we're going to talk about is Anaheim 1, because guess what? I watched Supercross. Dave, I think you might have watched Supercross too. I was not there. I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know how I watched it, actually? And this is kind of relevant.
How?
Two things. This is a two-parter. One,
mm-hmm.
I watched it from my bed while cuddling Millie, and because she had just fallen asleep. As I was doing that,
yeah,
I was so grateful that I was in that bed cuddling Millie and not out racing Supercross. But
AJ Catanzaro, I understand every bit of what you're saying. There are some races where I'm like, I can turn the race off and then just curl up right where I am and go to, dude, which sounds really pretentious that like we have the opportunity to be there and we choose not to. But like, if after you go to so many, it's a lot. It's not just going to watch a race and then you get to go home. You're freezing in the pits, having to clean up and do this, and it takes 20 minutes just to walk from the stands to the pits after the race, yet alone waiting in traffic and all this other stuff. And then, God forbid, there's nothing to eat around your hotel. And dude, it's just such a.
Well, the reason we say this, the reason it's even a relevant conversation is because it wasn't like a part of our lives. It was our lives.
Yes.
It was my life for 15. I was pro for 15 years straight, to where I didn't even know there was another reality that you could choose from. It was just like, that was it. And I wasn't burnt out per se, but now, it was just kind of, I had a moment. Actually, I had a very specific moment when the Barcia Malcolm Stewart crash happened. I kind of looked over at Millie and I was like, wow, I'm so thankful that I'm just healthy and safe and laying here in bed with my daughter right now. Like there couldn't be a better spot to be.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
But speaking of, but I will say, I had the itch while watching. There was no question, and I had a couple of people text me like, "Do you have the itch?" Literally that exact question. Do you have the itch? And I do. And the track didn't even look particularly that fun per se. It looked okay, but there is still very much part of me that wants to come back and race. And I'm getting the question more and more again. I don't know if it's because it is Supercross time again. It's that time of year, but I'm starting to get asked all the time. So probably right before this episode started, Barcia just put up a post, which I had no idea the update. I was concerned all the way up until about 10 seconds ago. And Ethan says we have a post from Justin, I haven't seen it. I don't think any of us have seen this yet. So
Yeah,
let's start by
haven't.
listening and watching this,
Okay.
and then we can break down A1 because there's a whole bunch of stuff I'd love to talk about. Go ahead, Ethan.
What's up, guys? Hope everyone is well. Just wanted to get back to everyone. Scary night yesterday. Yeah, tough practice sessions. Qualifier went better, and then main event wasn't good. Unfortunately, someone rolled the triple. Was already committed, and I'm pretty sure that's about all I remember from there. Yeah. Tough one. I am happy to say I was able to walk out of the hospital under my own power. I got extremely lucky. God was looking after me yesterday. Yeah, it was a really scary one. Really shows you 1 minute everything can be going good, and next minute it can be gone like that. So yeah, I'm extremely beat up. I've throughout my career had some heavy hits, but this one is the heaviest of them. I've never been so sore in my life. Can't really move my neck. My back hurts really bad. That was the big worry for us, my back. And I got away with it good. I only broke a little wing on my back, so no surgery. My spine's stable. Everything's really good, so just need to recover from here on out. But I'm thinking my body's feeling okay. Obviously, it's really sore. I think the next few days will show a lot more stuff, but all in all, I think we're good, and I appreciate everyone reaching out to me, sticking behind me. I haven't seen the crash yet. Don't think I really want to see it. Heard it was pretty bad. So, yeah, thank you everyone very much. Appreciate it. The first race on Ducati was going good, and unfortunately things happen, and looking forward to getting back at it with my team. Thank you.
Ooh, dude.
Wow, seems kind of clear. He seems very clear-headed too. Like,
yeah.
So when I there was so many, I popped on social media today, as I shouldn't have, but I then started kind of seeing different fan angles, right? And it was like each angle I watched just made it look worse. And then I saw another fan angle of him in the medical side by side getting carted off. And somebody had said, like, maybe even in the caption, it said he's giving a thumbs up as he went off the track. But the video I saw, his arms were up like this in the, and I was just like thinking to myself the worst. I'm like, what? Why does he still look like he's seized up when he's in? That doesn't look like a thumbs up to me. And I was just thinking the worst. I was just thinking like, there's a whole bunch now that I know he's okay, that I would love to talk about here. Would be one, did he have on, is he sponsored by Alpine Star? Does he have on the Alpine Star thing?
I know he ran it last season, because when he went down to East Rutherford, I remember it popping off specifically because it was right in front of my section.
Yep.
Because that would have helped in that situation. And I don't know if he does or doesn't. That's an important question. And then another thing that's really important is a lot of people don't have the subconscious reaction. Dave, you saw the crash, I'm guessing?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
He immediately, as soon as he knew, like as soon as his bike made contact, he tucked his chin, which is probably honestly what saved him. Had he have pile driven the ground with his head a little less tucked than it was, toast, you know? And a lot of people, when they're crashing, don't have that instinct. And it's
you're
something
saying tucking the chin so that you kind of like roll a little bit.
Yeah, the worst way to hit your head would be straight up and down, or even worse, maybe like scorpioned out. You want to tuck your chin and tuck and roll. I mean, or if you don't roll, at least get your impact the bottom of your neck. Something I think, right? I mean, it just makes logical sense to me. This is something I teach Millie all the time, because she's, as you know, Dave, you have a baby. She's falling off stuff all the time. I'm always trying to get her in the habit of just tucking her chin down, and he did that right away. It kind of reminds me of, you remember the Alessi crash years ago on the KTM and outdoors, where he just like
all ragdoll
started to endo, and then like you could tell he had that brief moment of hesitation, not knowing if he should go for the tuck and roll or not, and it was kind of a bad call the way he did it, but it was still, it's a good instinct to have, is to tuck the chin like that. So I think that a lot of that is what saved him. I'd love to, can you, now that I know he's okay, can we break down the clip a little bit? because this is, do we have that clip, or were we not going to break that one down? Oh, we do. This, I can speak from experience. I don't know if I've been landed on a Supercross triple. I've been grazed on the way down. I've grazed people on the way down.
What's that? What goes through your mind, like
scariest thing.
when you're in those scenarios? Like, not many of us are going to be able to ever experience something like that, which, in my opinion, thankfully. But like, walk us through the scenario when you're getting ready to graze somebody, or if you think you're going to come landing on them, or vice versa. What goes through your mind, AJ? Like, what do you feel in that moment?
I mean, it's the worst feeling of all time. It really is. It's just not good for either person, because I know for a fact, and I think everyone on the Supercross lineup will agree with me, that first lap in Supercross, when you get to the triple, or just the first lap period, is the scariest part about what we do, because it's not within your control totally. It's not even within the other person. It's not like, do I trust this guy? Do I trust this guy? It's 20 bikes, or I don't know how many people are in a main event nowadays, 22, 20 bikes squeezed into this one little section. And you just have to hope that everybody's flying in pattern, and that it's, as soon as one thing goes a little wrong. What I didn't realize, and tour manager Al pointed this out, what caused this whole thing is, well, first of all, I don't think that they should build a track with an arcing corner, like a rhythm section into a Supercross triple that's all turning right after the start. Kind of seems like a bad idea, because you're right off the start directly into just a section that is slightly turning the whole way, trying to squeeze all those guys. And
you're flying. Yeah.
And it was high speed nonetheless.
Yep.
The section before it, the weird, awkward kind of, like, a lot of guys were singling out throughout the night. Roxon and Malcolm collided, barely, but they collided. And it bounced Malcolm a little bit weird, just enough to where I think Malcolm clearly made the split-second decision, I'm going to double. Everybody that's ever raced Supercross can relate to this, because at one time or another, we've been the person being the guy that is the first one to roll the triple. Scariest thing that you can experience in Supercross. And so he was the first one to roll. Now, not only did he roll, but he also overshot the double. Or I say roll. He doubled it. He overshot it a little bit, and then it kind of pitched him left. Right? Watch it again right here. Had that not happened, I don't think Barcia would have hit him.
I think it would have been a situation where the worst case graze, like you were saying,
graze him,
right?
Yeah,
graze him on his left side. But it was crazy, and you could even see Roxon do like a look back when he hit the triple, because like from the collision, right? So
he was like, is he still here, or is he not here? And he realized he wasn't there. What I would have done, and now this isn't fun either, and it's not totally safe necessarily, but it's probably the safest option, and you're going to lose a ton of time. You're probably going to go to last or nearly last. Anytime I've had to roll a finish line in the first lap, or had to double the triple in the first lap, I will double it and then immediately go off the track. I won't even go up over the landing.
Really?
Yeah. And now what was tough for Malcolm's position, he was kind of in the center of the track, so it would have been hard for him to get over there. But that is what I always, and it sucks, because when you're a racer and you're trying to go forward, it's like the last thing you're thinking of is like giving up all of your spots. But
for sure. Adrenaline, I mean, your expectation, plus it's A1, but and it gobbled up a few other riders too. I think you can see Forkner in the video. It got him, got JA, got Ferrandis too, just trying to get around the bike and stuff like that. So it, especially when you are the person that does the double for the first time, does that sort of make everybody around you, like behind you and on the side of you, do they have to double as well? Does it kind of mess up their flow?
Well, you can see what happens is half the guys start doubling and half start tripling, because depending on which side you're on, and if it's still clear or not, and also depending on where you were in relation to the person that doubled, like you might not have known to check up or not, then it becomes a disaster. And you could just see, like, some people are doubling and some are tripling. That's sucks. There's nothing worse than that. And there's not really a solution. It's like, how do you make that safer? I have no idea. It's not a safe thing to do. Once it spreads out a little bit after lap one, it's much more safe. But that first lap, there was one time off the start where they came out of the start, and then all of a sudden they start jumping the rhythm 4 wide. And that was when Roxon was right next to Sexton. They collided in the air nearly too. That was really heads up riding. That was well done because Roxon in that clip. Do we have that clip by chance?
Yes, give me 2 seconds.
Okay. I don't want to bounce topics anyhow, but yeah, very, very, very relieved to see that video of Justin.
Yeah.
Because I was
on
really
Mookie's and it's just a
concerned.
dislocated shoulder and
yeah.
stuff
So
like
best
that.
case scenario for how disgusting that was and how scary that was. Yeah, like look at this clip. We'll talk about this one in a second, but I'm just very, very happy to see that and hear that. Because that was a moment I had last night in bed too, is like my stomach kind of sank. It hits me different now because when you have a kid, I picture Justin and his parents watching that, and I picture his wife watching that, and I'm just like,
so
totally.
I talked to you about this. Yeah. AJ, true words, dude. Like when we were at Jordan River and we had that one kid that went down and kind of, I think he like dislocated his hip, but it kind of looked like a femur accident. And hearing him like cry for his mom, I was like, oh, dude, I got to walk away. Like normally I would have heard that and been like, oh, it sucks, but like part of the sport, we all go through it. I've been there. AJ's been there. But now that I have a kid, when I heard that, I was like, oh, I gotta call my kid, dude, and say like, hey, just love you, just miss you, So yeah, that one, dude, you start getting teary eyed, dude. You start thinking about that stuff, So and this sounds super weird if you're not a parent. You know what I mean? It sounds like we're being a bunch of softies, but I promise you,
at all if you're not a parent, you just
exactly
reality.
Yeah. Something just changed because you picture your kid like it really does soften your heart. And I never thought I would say this in a million years, but it really does soften your heart. So yeah, 100%. And when I heard Eli talking about it on the podium, like, hey man, I just want to stop and say like, I hope he's okay. Like that kind of shook me a little bit. It's like, oh man, knowing what these guys see and like, and what they risk and like racing at that level, if it scares those guys, it's like that was
and
really
Eli
bad.
wouldn't have said that type of thing before you had kids because he would have been more jaded.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Dude, we're dogs. Yeah, 100%, dude. We are titans. We are dogs. We don't care about getting hurt, dude. Come on. But then you have kids and you're like, oh my gosh, dude, no. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was scary because he like Barcia's crash, he came down hard, dude. It wasn't like he hit the bike first and then kind of flopped. It was like straight from however high to the ground in a really uncompromised position, dude. Compromised position. And it just, it really, it sucks to see that, but dude, what great news that he's up and walking. I talked to Tony about it. And, of course, Tony brought up like, I remember that kid at Walden, him and AJ 0506. Of course he went down that road, but, yeah, dude, he never will stop. But yeah, dude, I'm very happy that Barcia is okay. Whether we see him, in a week or 2 or 3 or 4, dude, I'm just happy the dude's solid. Like that's, that was a big one.
Yeah. So Ethan's now got a clip pulled up of this is right off. Was this main event start? Maybe.
Heat 2, I believe.
Oh, it was a heat start.
Okay.
And yeah, they were 4 wide for a second, and then when they went 3 into this corner.
Yep.
Roxon and when I saw this, I was like, they're going. I thought for sure they were both going down, but super heads up riding. So Roxon I am actually surprised they got out of it without like even messing them up at all. So I'm gonna have you pause it in a second, Ethan. Right when Roxon takes his foot off in the air, like right here. So as soon as Roxon G's out in that takeoff, you can tell it brought him a little further right than he was hoping. And Sexton. I will say Sexton probably shouldn't have started to arc in the way that he was starting to arc in here, but he was a little bit. Roxon immediately takes his left foot off. The reason you'd see a pro do that in the air, I don't know if this really works, but we all do it. Like if we're jumping off the side of a rhythm in a triple by mistake or something, we take the foot off to try to anchor ourselves back that direction.
Yep.
I don't know if it really works, but it feels like it helps.
Do you do that off like rutted faces too?
Yeah.
Like, does that happen as well?
Sometimes if I'm really off of alignment, if I'm really out of alignment, I'll try to anchor myself back over by hanging my foot off to go another couple frames forward. And you can see he really starts to hang that leg off. But then what Sexton does, which Sexton could have made or break this whole thing. So Sexton at this point, he knows it's happening. He sees him out of the corner of his eye. He stands his bike back up a little bit more vertical. And that was the difference maker, because when they land, keep letting it just go through here. when they land, that's what actually made them disconnect. Had he had continued his normal trajectory and was just even at
It
a couple
would've.
degrees of lean angle, they would have
Mhm.
landed straight into each other.
So
And they both would have went down.
do you attribute the fact that they didn't crash to like their technique?
Just I'd say less technique, but more of awareness. So now, if you go, Ethan, to a clip of, do you have the McAdoo Deegan clip? Because this clip in the same section is what I would consider the opposite of awareness. You all right over there, Dave?
Oh, dude, I'm crazy sick right now.
Do we have this earlier, or does it start right in the exit of the corner?
It starts. Sorry. Oh, sorry, I'm muted. It starts right here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, pause it as early in the corner as you possibly can, because this conversation starts in the corner. So, okay. Now you could go another frame forward if you want. So Deegan is, yeah, perfect. Deegan is right, trying to make the pass on whoever the heck is in front of him here. Being where McAdoo is, you're seeing all this. So you know, okay, Deegan is going faster than this other person in the Yamaha. He's going to try and square them up, which is going to put him to the left side of this rhythm section, obviously, just based on what's going on here. Keep going just frame by frame. I'll let you know when to stop. So right here, as soon as Deegan squares up, he squared up more than even maybe I would have anticipated that he does. Now it's, okay, I don't have much room to work with here now, do I? So I got to be very careful. I could double into this safely, but this triple is going to be the real question mark. Go a couple of frames forward again. And go a little more. Now Deegan's sideways and he was overshooting. The fact that McAdoo still went for it, just let it play through now at this point. I don't know if this is being arrogance, not the right word to use here. I saw that coming from a mile away. There's not a chance I would have done that triple being McAdoo. Not a chance. It's not Deegan's fault whatsoever. Deegan had a bike length on McAdoo. He can kind of squirrel out wherever he wants on that left side. He owned that left side of the track. And yeah, I mean, that's lack of awareness, or maybe a little bit too much of just risk taking when you don't need to take a risk. And I know that Deegan jumped way more sideways than you would have thought would have happened in that situation, but still, I saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah, especially if when you're the lead rider, you're kind of dictating stuff. But
he got out of it good. Nice tuck and roll.
Yeah,
because that could have been bad. That's a good way to tear an ACL, by the way, too, is when your bike starts to go sideways like that, and then your legs come off in the air.
I'm curious. I know in like years past, you've kind of, I think you've even done video breakdowns where you're like, this rider's good. They're riding good, but they could really benefit from some technique here. And I think that number of riders that needed that technical input, or to like focus on that is probably like 60-70%, right? If you look at it, not saying like they weren't, obviously they're kicking everyone's butt. They're pro, they're doing great, obviously. But like they could benefit from a little bit of tweaking and focus on technique to like really help. Do you see that number diminishing year over year? Like, do you see an improvement or more of a focus on proper, and we call it TMA technique in both classes?
Good question. Yes, I do, but it's very slow. It's really, really slow. And that's a lot of times I'll get hesitation, or I'll get questions at class, especially when I start talking about riding with both feet on the pegs. And sometimes somebody will say, well, why are the pros putting their feet out in corners? And I explain that the change should happen. Maybe it shouldn't happen. It is happening at the grassroots level. And that is because the pros are going fast all the time. They're going 100% of their perceived effort almost all the time. Not that they should be, but they are. And so it's very hard to change. They might change and evolve, but it takes a long period of time because they're not putting that much conscious, focused effort into that technique. And so it just takes a long time. It takes a long time, but I think that I wish more of these guys, especially I watch the 250 class and I see some of these kids that are so young, and I know in the moment it feels desperate. It feels like you're running out of time. I wish they would just take a couple of years and just reset. Don't race, hit a corner track for a year straight, like whatever you got to do to reset your mind and reset what your body is doing on the bike. It would extend your career. This is another thought I had too. I'm pretty sure they said in the broadcast, I was watching it on mute, so I wouldn't know, is that the 450 class, over 70% of the riders were over 30 years old.
Yep.
What a crazy cool stat that is. And then on the same night that I see that stat, Max Anstey wins the 250 class, and he's the oldest 250 rider at 32 to win a race.
Wow.
And not surprising to me that that's possible, but I think that it's a good sign of what's starting to happen. What do you think that is? Do you think that it's like, why are people's careers extended a little bit more now, and why is it trending that direction? Do you have a theory?
Honestly, I don't think that there's like, oh, if there's like a special like supplement out now, or they're training different now. I just think it's like what you talked about with the 4-minute mile, right? And like women's moto, and use that example a lot. It's like, it just, no one really did it. We had Mike LaRocco that did it for a little bit, John Dowd, Chad. He will never stop. You know what I mean? You had all these guys that were like super, they were like almost anomalies, but now you're like, yeah, dude, Malcolm just had a win. And you know, before that, Chisholm wasn't stopping. And I think that age barrier is just being pushed, and people are like, oh, I don't have to turn pro at 15 anymore and retire before I'm 25, 26. You know, now it's like, oh, I can kind of take my time a little bit and extend it. And a lot of guys are seeing the longevity in their career. Like, I don't have to stop at 27, 26, like Ricky and all the other guys did. I can keep going. You know what I mean? If I'm having fun and if I'm still fit, I can keep doing it. I think it just hasn't been done. People just thought that's what you did almost, you know? And
I'm so glad you said that, because I completely agree. I completely agree. I think it's to me, because the limiting belief system that's starting to. Yeah.
100%. Because nobody, like, do you think about it, AJ? Are you training harder now than you did when you were 20, 21, 22? You know what I mean? Like, you're probably training smarter, but you're not, you know, I don't think it's like some secret sauce, or like now we're doing Pilates in between motos. Like, I don't think it's that. I think it's just, you know, it just wasn't done. It was a limiting, you know, mental barrier for a lot of people. So, I think that's going to keep getting pushed out to like the mid to late 30s for a lot of people. And if you're doing it right and you're enjoying your ride, like, why not? Plus, these dudes are raking in cash, man. If you can tell me that I can just, even if I'm putting her on that freaking track at like 37 and like, oh, you're still going to bring home some cash, you'd be like, then I'm going to do it in diapers, dude. Let's go. I'm going to keep doing it forever, you know? But yeah, no, I think it's good. And I think it's, if the more people that see that, the more people are going to stop putting pressure on having to go pro right out of B class. And if I don't make it before I'm 20, that's it. Like, look at Max Anstey in his press conference is saying, he's like, yeah, it would have been great if I did this when I was 20 or 19, but like my path just didn't go there. And that's okay. And I hope I'm an inspiration to other kids that are overseas.
Though, because you're an idiot when you're 19 years old. I mean, most people are, at least. I can at least speak for myself, and like, you don't have a clue. The fact that I turned pro when I was 16 years old, like, that is insane to even think about, because I was a complete Moronsky until I was 27. You know, I didn't even start to begin to wake up until I was 27 years old. Yeah. And I completely agree. I think what's exciting is that breaking that limiting belief, and now having these riders extending their career. I think the sweet spot, honestly, is these 450 guys, or stay in the 250 class that long for all I care, can go from your 35 to 40. I think that, that might sound crazy to some people. 100%. Look at Tomac. What are there any signs of Tomac slowing down? I'd say that guy could easily be competitive for another 5 to 7 years, and he's 33. Yeah. So easily.
Physically, I'm sure mentally he'll be like, all right, I'm tired. But physically, like, dude, he looks like he's just as fit as he was like back in his Cowie days, honestly. You know?
Yeah. Well, and the mental part is a big part of it, because you can't burn out, or else you're not going to be motivated and you won't want to do it. But if you start to play more of the long game, you won't experience the burnout. You'll be smarter. That whole paradigm shift could really keep a lot more people safe, instead of rushing the progress when they're 15 to 18 years old for no reason. The only reason people were doing that and still kind of continue to do that now is just because that was just what everyone was under the impression of what you thought you had to do.
Yeah.
And for me, my situation was slightly different in like,
Mm-hmm.
my dad was completely out of money and hi Millie, love you. And it was basically like turn pro now or we got to stop racing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I turned pro and tried to find some support, and luckily
Mhm.
I was able to. And that was my story. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. And look at Ansi, he's riding better than he ever has. No question about it. Yeah.
And he looks really, really good. How would you fight? Say if you were, I guess, video game building your rider, and you want them to go, and I don't know if you wanted them to peak or at least go to 35, 40. What would you do? Like, how would you structure their career, amateur, grassroots, all the way up through pro-ams and then the pro? How would you structure that so that mentally you wouldn't have that fatigue or that burnout, and you can go to that full age limit? What would you do?
There's a couple things that come to mind. One is that I wouldn't chase the amateur national scene. I think I've expressed that opinion before. There's no way, but maybe hit some of them every once in a while, or if you really feel like there's a time and place to do it, great. Otherwise, cultivate a belief system and cultivate your own version of reality. And that doesn't have to involve going out and placing yourself in different situations and exposing yourself to different scenarios that other people are going to be able to try to, kind of disrupt what you're creating, if that makes sense. I think to the King Richard movie and what Venus and Serena Williams' dad did, and like pulled them from the competition and was just shaping them into what he wanted them to be. Everyone thought it was crazy, but he was just shaping them into what he wanted them to be. That's one thing I would do. Another would be probably do Supercross only right from the beginning, or grow Supercross or only as soon as humanly possible. Because when we talk burnout, the burnout's going to come when you're doing 30 something races or 40 races in a year. If you just do Supercross only, you'll be fine. You can go for a long time.
Do you think that would prevent you from having a full successful career if you did not focus on motocross?
No.
Like if you wanted to go down as one of the greats in the sport, do you think focusing on that Supercross only would tarnish that or prevent that?
I don't think so. I think it's a good question. I think most people would probably say yes, but I think it's very important to ride it. But people don't even watch a 10-minute YouTube video anymore. Who's going to sit? I mean, how many people in 3 years are going to want to sit down and watch two 35-minute motos and outdoors when you can't hardly see anything and sponsors don't really have a reason to be there? It's just, you would imagine that they're going to have to tweak that way of racing anyway into more of an SMX style event, which is basically kind of Supercross-ish.
Supercrossy, yeah.
Anyhow. Yeah. But I think when you play the long game, you can kind of shape your version of what you want to do more and have confidence to do that, instead of just being a sheep and just following the herd and doing what everybody else did, because it's just like you don't have a choice. You're just in a rush and you're trying to just get this done now. Yeah. I don't know. I watch it with such a different perspective now. And you can, it's tangible watching somebody like Anstey ride that main event versus some of the younger guys that are just sort of like flailing and flopping around a little bit.
No, he looks really, I don't know if spry is the right word, but he looks like he's got his racecraft just so dialed, and he's quick on the bike, which I know sounds really silly, but you don't really see like that just super quickness with riders that are around that age. But like you said, AJ, we're seeing it more and more. Look at Roxon, dude. Roxon's I would put him against anyone at their best. Like the dude is I'm stoked to see it, is what I'm trying to say. I'm really stoked to see Ansi.
And he knows how to hit whoops,
driving that wave. Yeah, he knows how to hit whoops, which is I don't know if it's quite right to say a dying art form. But
no, it definitely is a dying art form. I mean, watch that 250 class and watch those kids try to get through the freaking whoop-de-doos, man. Oh my god! Like, shout out to Chance Hymas. can hit whoops like nobody's business. He looks so anchored on that bike when he gets into them. Anstey, of course, crazy good whoop speed. There's a handful of guys in that class that look killer in the whoops, but there's some that are on factory teams. Watching them try to skim whoops, I'm just like,
oh boy,
what are we doing? And the big when it starts to really go wrong, I even noticed this in the 450, is watching like Hunter not be able to make up his mind whether he was jumping or skimming. I don't know if you caught on to that. I've never seen that work where it's like, I'm gonna skim this lap, or I'm gonna jump this lap. That indecision is what can kind of kill you. Hunter looked great the whole rest of the track, but he was so indecisive in the whoops. I'm like, Hunter, just skim them, just stick to skimming. You're so good at skimming, just stick to it.
Yeah, I
know it's easy to say when the camera angle when we're watching on TV is from the other side of the whoop, so it's like they look so easy. But Hunter is another one. Like his bike is set up so well, and he's so anchored, and he knows how to get into where he's missing the first one, obviously, like which most people don't know how to do that anymore. And yeah, it's like it is for sure a dying art form. Yeah,
you know what I noticed too, talking about the A1 track. There's been years where A1 whoops have been monstrous. Like we're literally doing track walk and we're like, I don't know how this is gonna work. This year I didn't feel like they were as crazy. Did you agree with that one? They didn't seem like they were as
but
big
the track
and as
looked better.
spaced.
But the track looked better than a lot of A1s I've seen the last 3 or 4 years.
What
they've done to A1s the last 3 or 4 years, it seemed as they dumbed it down so much. So I'm like, this seems like more of an amateur track. This track seemed pretty good. The whoop seemed decent. And it didn't look like the most fun track in the world, but it looked somewhat flowy if you were a little bit more patient to take some of the outsides, which ended up working really well for Tomac and Roxon. Started taking a bunch of the outsides in the main to be able to get like the 3-ons and the 3 out of the corner where where the start was. All that was kind of outside lines that was making that happen. What the heck was it? I just gonna say, speaking of track walk / practice, I just found out that they don't have free practice anymore.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That has got my name written all over it.
I know you would like that, but I texted so many people. I was like, dude, no free practice. And they're like, this is the worst news I've heard. I want to get free practice. I need free practice. Like I texted a bunch of riders, and like the second I heard that, I was like, that's going to be great for AJ. It's like, dude, I don't have to be on the bike that long. Great.
Well, this is gonna get a big old Dave eye roll, but the no free practice separates the men from the boys. Like,
here we go.
It's too much time on the track, and times that it's been a rain situation or whatever, and they've had to go to cutting free practice out. I've always thrived in those situations. It's so cool because it's like, good, now everybody's got to try to learn this track in like 2 laps. And it does. It separates people that have belief in themselves and have timing and can start to piece things together.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
No,
I think that's a big separator. Not maybe so much for like the top 5 guys or top 10 even per se, but when you're talking 11th through 40th, that makes a difference. That makes a difference. So I thought that was cool. Oh, another thing they just announced, I'm sure they didn't just announce it. They probably announced it 7 months ago. Is that the women are how long ago they announced this? 2024?
Dude, I think it was like end of last summer, dude. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Hey, at least I found out about it.
Hey, Ethan.
That's a win.
It's a win. It's a win. We are growing if AJ at least heard about it,
I know what I'm talking about here. The women are going to be televised for all the rounds. I don't know how many rounds that is, but shout out.
Shout out.
They need a little bit more practice on the camera. I think the best one at speaking is Michaela. Is that her name?
Yeah, KK's solid. Charlie's not bad too, dude. Charlie's pretty good on the mic.
Yeah.
Yep. My favorite's JJ though. Jordan's just so great.
She needs more time behind the camera. That'll come with time. Yeah. But it's cool that they're starting to form. They're starting to become recognizable. It's only that's going to explode way more. I love that Michaela was talking about Supercross at one point, and then she mentioned that the girls are going to get a chance to do the last Supercross round in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Well, it's Branson.
SMX.
Yeah, SMX.
Still,
yeah.
cool. Great.
Yep.
That's awesome. I think that is super, super
I think it's
cool.
rad. I think it's rad.
Because
it's a cool challenge.
The more talking about the 4-minute mile, what will happen
Mhm.
is they don't have to be racing the boys right away. This can be down the road, or it doesn't have to be ever. Just having them on TV, more girls will be like, hang on a second, I can do that. A couple of them might get into Supercross. Hang on a second, I can do that. And it's just like the changing of technique, that'll take time, but it's bumping that ceiling up of that limiting belief system little by little by little. There's a really good group of girls in place to be able to make that happen more now than ever. And then you have like that next generation too of Racing Kyler and all those girls that are coming up. It's exciting. Then you'll have Millie and Maeve, the next wave after that. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, I'm super excited. You'll be happy to hear this, Uncle AJ. We're trying to do wheelies on the Strider now on the stand, like one-footed wheelies, like AJ type stuff, AJ on Super Mini, like 1 foot on the seat, wheelie boy style, trying to wheelie. Then I'm like, this is who is teaching her this? Because she's not seeing me do it. That's for dang sure. My Achilles doesn't work like that anymore. Like, dude, what is happening? So yeah,
Millie won't
I'm
stride
excited.
on her Strider anymore. She will only put her feet up on it and make me push her around the house.
Yes,
It's
put daddy to work, dude. Oh, I love
hilarious. And it's
that is
back-breaking
awesome.
work too. But what I do, probably pretty good practice, is I push her, but I balance her like with my hands under her armpits, basically, right? So that way I'm not steering the handlebars. I'm not even holding the bike upright. And so when we're turning, she's starting to figure out, okay, how much do I need to turn the bars versus how much do I have to start to lean the bike? And she's controlling that, because otherwise, if I'm just pushing her around and holding the handlebars while I'm doing it, she's not going to learn any of that balance.
Anything.
So I'm just I got my arms just under her armpits, and she's learning that way. So who knows? She just turned 2 months ago, for those parents that are listening and like trying to reference where your kid's at. By the way, don't compare, because some kids walk when they're turn 1, some kids walk when they're 8 months, some kids walk when they're 15 months. It's like, I don't think any of that has any sign or gives you any sign as to how athletic or anything that they're going to be.
Because they all catch up at some point.
Right.
They all meet up at some predetermined age or undetermined age. But it's a crazy deal. But AJ, you mentioned that this track had flow, and I want to say I love to hear that you got the itch, because even myself, as jaded as we are from like West Coast, going to the races and like being like, oh god, here's another Anaheim, I did watch that and I was like, man, it would have been cool to like ride that track and like be at the race, you know what I mean, like just to be there, so I did kind of get a little bit of that like rumbling, you know what I mean? So I think that's a sign of, number one, track was pretty sick, but not our favorite, but pretty sick. And number two, like it's going to be a really good season. The racing is really, really to the point where there's so much parity and so much talent and so much unknown that like I'm pretty darn excited for 2026.
It kept me entertained.
Yes.
And that's hard to do, because I'm typically not interested, to be honest. But for me to talk about Supercross for 45 minutes in a podcast, that doesn't happen often. Usually
pretty
I
rare.
want to talk about it for 3 minutes and then move on.
Is there anybody that? Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, there was. Well, so a couple of people that stood out in my in my head.
Yeah.
This is gonna catch you completely off guard.
Okay.
Kevin Moranz.
Right?
Dave and I gave him his props last night, so not too much.
Dude, we did. Yeah, Kevin. It's funny, and this is not. We don't talk about a lot of this stuff beforehand, people, but it's really crazy how like when you hang around your boys for so long, you all start thinking alike and like finding the same stuff. But like, dude, honestly, like not even kidding. But like, yeah, me and EQ were like, dude, he's kind of riding pretty solid.
No, he's been solid, right? But the difference I saw last night in Moranz, shout out Moranz, was he's always been a good starter, but he would kind of lack just obvious intensity in spots where it was like there was a gap between him and sort of that next level of guy. So let's say that next level of guy is maybe, well, at least last night it was like a Mitchell Harrison,
Yeah.
right? Maybe just that
Yep.
smidge little bit faster. When I was watching
Uh-huh.
that LCQ, was it the LCQ? Had to have been,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
did
It
Morantz
was.
make the main, or did he miss it by one?
He just
I
missed
think
it, I think.
He
just
did.
missed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the way he was attacking sections and pushing through rhythms, just the little stuff that maybe a normal person wouldn't quite recognize, he looked better than I've ever seen him look. And Moran's being a little bit shorter. He's always ridden a little bit, in my opinion, what looks like stiff. He looked like he was moving around on the bike more than I've ever seen him move around on the bike in a good way.
Yeah.
I was really
I want to
impressed.
give him.
He's gonna have a
I
great
want to
season.
say, oh, he is. Oh, for sure. Yeah, and you've got a good eye for that. The one thing that kind of still surprises me is a lot of these guys, and I'll throw you into this batch, AJ, but like Cade Clayson, I'll throw Moran's in there, I'll throw a Grant Harlan and a bunch of other guys. Like, you guys are constantly, and you've heard me use this phrase before, constantly meeting the speed inflation that happens every year. Guys, like the spot for 15th place, you have to ride faster and faster and faster to get that 15th place every single year, right? And I'm super impressed that not only are the riders that we saw that were like on the cusp, like the 7th, 8th, 9th, I'll even say in the LCQ, the guys that are able to meet that pace every single year is pretty incredible. But the fact that Kevin did it, and he had to like be his own team manager this year and grow his whole program and put on that hat, which, you know, AJ, takes a lot of mental space away, a lot of mental bandwidth away from like your actual racing. Pretty freaking incredible. And one good measure of like how well somebody's riding is, you could have plucked Moran's off of his privateer KTM, put him on any one of the factory bikes, and I would have been like, yeah, that makes that rider who I don't know, whatever, put him number X or whatever, looks like they belong on that bike. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you would have plucked him off that bike and put him on, like, name a bigger team, you know, and like he was running that pace in like a pretty solid position, I would say that guy looks like he belongs there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Supercross will do that to you, where you could be a great freaking rider, but when you watch somebody ride Supercross on TV, it can make even a great rider, like let's say a bubble guy, it can make them look like a B-class rider.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Very easily. The amount of times I've watched myself on TV and gone, oh my God, what the heck? Like, I just look so horrible.
We've had that feeling too. Don't worry.
I mean, to not look that way, as obvious as that sounds, to not look that way is a sign that, especially at A1, he'll have a good season. So yeah, Moran's was somebody that stuck out to me right away. Hampshire endoed in the whoops, which Forkner looked good. Hampshire on a 450 in Supercross is still something that scares me. Hunter looked amazing. Anderson looked great. There were so many fast freaking guys in the 450 class. It's absurd.
It really is. And not only fast guys, but guys that had like that renewed fervor, whether it be a team change or a brand change, like a lot of fast guys that are like,
not just fast guys, that can win.
That can win. Yes.
Go and look at the lineup for the 450 LCQ last night when you get a chance. Dave and I were watching it on the live stream, and we were like, this could be a main event in itself. Like, the 450 class,
top 15. The top 15
insane.
in the 450 LCQ, and probably even deeper than that, is extremely fast.
Yeah, but like the names that they were, like majority of factory riders, like in the LCQ, it's just the 450 class this year is no joke.
Like, if you get a top 10 in any 450 LCQ in Supercross, that's absolutely no joke.
Yep.
And there was times in my career where I used to think, like, if I got 8th in an LCQ, is an absolute tragedy, right? But now I look at that lineup and I'm just, man, because it also depends on the start for sure. Like, I see a Cade or a Harlan's very fast. There's so many guys that are fast in that, but that can get buried in the 8th to 12th range in that LCQ.
Yeah.
Ethan, what other Supercross notes did you have, or was that it?
That was about it. I do have something that Cole Seeley posted that I want to share with you guys and just get your opinion on. Alex Penn had sent it in
the
app.
The jumps thing?
Yeah.
Oh, this was good. I've seen it once, but I'd love to show it to us again.
Let me just play the first few seconds just to get the question across.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's pretty funny.
Just 1 week, so I thought I would put my input in and help settle an age-old debate. Comes up every year, not who's going to win the title, not who's going to win A1. I thought I'd give my input before we hit the first gate drop, and let me know what you guys think.
crazy to think that he was that good. He's like kind of
go
so
from
dorky
this
looking,
single
right?
to this single, a triple or a quad.
Dave, before he continues.
So I'm going off of distance and how many, if I take that volume or that space, how many singles could I fit within that space? And that's kind of how I'm judging it. So, and I think that's how most people kind of are understanding. So I'm counting the Supercross table as a double, right? Now it's a
Okay.
table, but yes, but from a space perspective, this is there. I could clear a double if they were just two singles, right? That's how I'm looking at it as.
So if it's an on-off and you're going all the way over, that's a.
I'm quadding.
Okay.
Quadding.
Okay.
Yep.
Continue.
Yeah.
Now, the more obvious one would be, yes, this is a triple, 3 singles, triple, 4 singles, quad. That's easy. But if you have 2 singles and tabletop, well, if you triple on, 3 on equals triple, then this going all the way over would not be the same as this. So that would equal a quad. Any variance of this, table over 2 singles, single over table over single, a quad. This is how I think of it. So this, obviously, single. This tabletop is not a single, so it does not equal 1. I believe that a table equals 1.5. So that would make it 1 plus 1.5 plus 1 equals 3.5. And in math, 3.5, if it's a 0.5, you want a whole number, you always round up to the next one. So that equals a quad. So this works with any variation, single, table, single, 3.5 rounded up equals 4, single over table, 3.5 equals 4, and same with this one, all quads. Now, if you call this a quad, which I do, which most people should, I know some people call it a triple, but if you use that same 1 plus 1.5 plus 1 equals 3.5 equals 4, that equals a quad, which also works with this variation, which I know we don't see very often, but table plus single plus table, 1.5 plus 1 plus 1.5 does equal 4, and that is also a quad.
So I'm glad he used the 1.5 terminology, because where I have gotten confused is in the rare situations that you would see a table, single table, and you could jump all of it. I've maybe only seen that a couple of times, at least in a situation where I was actually doing it. But I never knew what to call that. So this answers that age-old debate. I think that everyone in or around Supercross knows to call a table over 2 a quad, or if you're doing it on off and just jumping the whole thing, a quad. But a lot of people that race that aren't in the Supercross circle, so to speak, or even near it, wouldn't call it a quad. So that's funny, but also helpful. Funny, but also helpful. And I'm glad, because if that was the other way around, I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
You know what me and Manny did last week? We were talking about like I think there was like a whoop section or something. And we're like, well, what can you hit it from the outside? I was like, yeah, we can go. I think we can go. What was the word? Oh, we can go. Toi. Whatever we
Do toi.
Like,
wait, oh, hang on a second. But here's the problem, because there are times where I've called the difficulty here, then I guess more so than any of these, are a table to table. I guess I usually just call a table to table a table to table. But
generally,
according to his math, that would be a triple. And I don't think I ever refer to a table in any circumstance a triple.
No.
I guess I would normally either call it a table to table, or depending on what the tabletops were shaped like, maybe I'd call it a double. Or maybe if there were tables but they had the tiniest bit of dip in between, maybe I could justify calling it a quad. I don't know. That's where it gets a little bit dicey, where it's sort of like, oh, you can kind of call it what you want.
Yeah.
That's funny. Speaking of obstacles, though, Ethan, do you want to pull up on the screen? Do you have it on your computer? Oh, beautiful. You had it right there. So Dave, can you see what I've been looking at this whole time, or have you just been going along with me?
Just going along with you. just you know what? Just my spirit's just believing in your spirit.
So what Ethan has up on the screen now, I wish you could see it, Dave, because it's quite cool.
I'll
We
text him
have
a picture right now.
Yeah, okay. Do you have your phone near you?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So
I probably could do like a Riverside on my phone too.
Yeah, but then you'd be
just
staring at your phone the whole time.
look at the picture I'm about to send you real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, send me a picture.
So check out this picture. We're creating a whole bunch of these for every variation of obstacle. And we're going to bring them to our 5-day camps and give the tracks the option to leave them set up once we leave. So,
Okay.
you know how when you go to a ski mountain, or if you were to go downhill mountain biking, every single path, every single trail that you go down is very clearly marked, right? It has the trail name and then a green circle, blue square,
Greens,
you got
blues,
a black diamond, double black diamond. You know
By the
what
way,
you're getting yourself.
For anyone listening, AJ is good at everything, but he sucks at winter sports, which makes me feel so much better. So I just want to put out there that I am better at AJ Catanzaro at that and dancing. Maybe hula hooping. I don't know. We haven't tried that one yet.
Definitely at dancing, though. I'll tell you that much. That's hilarious. So we're going to have these obstacle markers. What's the best way to call them? Like jump. What are we calling them, Ethan? We got to figure out a better.
Yeah, we gotta definitely get a stapled name, but I think for now just obstacle markers, just to make it simple.
So no track I've ever been to in my life has this. Where basically, it'll say if the jump has a name, it'll say the name of the jump, and then it will have black diamond, double black diamond, green, blue, whatever the difficulty level of it is, determined by us. So it'll be a consistent across the board when we're going to these 5-dayers. I'll be able to really assess the jump and decide what it earns. So people just have an easier way to be able to know what the heck should I do next? Because when I see this all the time at classes, and I certainly see it when I'm not at classes, people don't, this might sound obvious. When people are trying to learn and gain confidence with jumps, they don't know what jump to do next to progress to. Like if there's 10 jumps at the track, there is a specific order in that you should very obviously hit this one first, and then this one second, third, fourth, so on. They'll get it all out of order. And so if we have this ranking system and this obstacle marking system that we're going to use, that will be Moto Academy branded, it'll be consistent, recognizable, it'll be a system at all of these tracks that we go to, people will know, and they'll start to have an idea. They could watch courses inside of the app and be able to say, okay, this is, I should be kind of sticking to the greens, or maybe now I've taken this course and I have a full understanding. I've done all these reps. Now I can go and hit all the blues. It'll create a system instead of playing a guessing game. So I'm really, really excited about it. I've kind of had this idea. Believe it or not, I've actually had this idea because multiple times I've been on the phone with lawyers that were calling me to use me as a professional, to get me as a professional opinion in situations actually where tracks were being sued by riders. And by the way, every single time, and I didn't even do this because I'm biased to try and protect the tracks or one way or the other. Always it protected the track because every single time I was able to say this person shouldn't have done this, or this person, could have done this, the rider meaning, and that it wasn't negligence with the track. Every conversation I've ever had with a lawyer in that scenario. But the one thing the lawyers did bring up is, well, is there any type of if you go to ski mountain, you see, the trails are clearly marked. Do they have that at tracks when you go around the country? I thought to myself, I'm like, wow, that's a interesting point, because nobody has it. And that's actually kind of a no-brainer if you think about it, right? You shouldn't just assume that people know what they should be getting themselves into and know what to avoid. Yeah. So my gears then started turning, and I'm like, all right, the camps are a good opportunity because it gives us enough time to be there for a week. Yeah. Really start to assess the obstacles and know what we should classify them as. And then we'll just have enough of the signage with us where we'll just put it up, leave it up. If the tracks want to keep it there, it'll stay. And then we'll have a whole network of tracks that have it, which would be really exciting. So keep your eyes peeled for that, guys.
And it keeps you focused too. Like, especially if you're a beginner or maybe an intermediate, the lines kind of blur. It's like, well, yeah, that's a tabletop that I just hit, or it looks similar to one I just hit. And it's like, well, but it's only like 10 feet further, but pitch of the face could be different, or landing could be so much different that changes the category. So then, like, you hit it, you lose confidence and blah blah blah. This one helps keep you focused on like the level that you are at, so that there's no ambiguity, right? And I think it also helps because I don't know if you remember this one section at Jordan River, AJ, but like it was towards the back where it was like a really big run up to it was almost like a double or triple, like up the hill, like a really big one up the hill.
Yeah, but it was a small jump.
But it was a small jump, yeah.
Yeah,
and I think seeing that, like, hey, the Team A guy said that this is like green, and literally all my speed is just to get to the top of the dang hill before the jump even starts, like that. I think that would help a lot of people too, and kind of get over that fear. You know what I mean? Because even looking at it, I was like, oh, it's a big jump. And so went to the top of it. I'm like, oh, this jump is 20 feet. You're just wide open just to get up the freaking hill before you even hit the jump.
But really forgiving, like, and you're right. So I would probably
very
classify
forgiving,
that one
very
as like
easy.
Probably a blue at most.
A blue,
I think most people just by looking at it would be like, surely this would be black, double black
diamond.
Yeah. But
So,
where
100%.
the obstacle marking would have saved me too a couple months ago would have been at Promised Land, where I launched a 10-foot downhill tabletop thinking it was a 100-footer. Right. Yep. All I would have had to have done is looked at the little sign, and it would have had a green circle instead of a black diamond on it, and I would have known to go on a little bit slower. So it not only can it save the less experienced people, but it could save the fast guys. I know times I've gone to PAX in Florida, PAX track, and one year I went there, every single freaking tabletop looked exactly the same. And I'm like, I'm never going to remember where I am on this track. But yet the takeoffs all look the same, but yet one would be literally 20 feet and the other one would be 120 feet.
Yeah.
So those obstacle markers, I think I'm excited. I think it'll be really cool. It's one of those things where it seems like what I consider to the team an obvious good idea. It's like, why didn't this exist prior? So I'm excited. I just posted about it in the Moto Academy app the day that we're recording this. So this is, I guess, the first time the public will hear about it, and we'll start setting them up at our camps.
I'm excited for that one.
And Ethan did a good job designing them. They look legit.
He did. Yeah. Shout out to EQ, dude. Also, AJ, you can't keep getting away with OJing the things that you OJ and just be like, oh, whoopsie. It is so infuriating that you literally overshot it into like basically the face of the next jump and went, oh shucks, that sucked. Like, no, dude, you should be waking up with a nurse giving you an IV, dude. Stop doing this. How are you?
I went so far.
You should have his reaction, so far, and then the people on the side of the track who watched it happen. Like I have it all on the POV footage, like gnarly. Yeah. But I will say, I hope you can keep doing that, because that was the easiest 1.3 million views I think we've ever gotten. So,
yeah. I'm just jealous, dude, because I overshot something by like 20 feet, and I woke up in the hospital with my leg in a big freaking cast, and Mary's like, "Oh God, he's awake. Okay, good." You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
I'm limber. Dave, I'm limber with it.
Jeez, but you gotta use smelling salts to get me back on this plane, dude. Get me back in this realm.
Ethan, do we have was there anything else? Did you have like a couple of podcast questions up on that screen? Did I see?
I had one from Doug, which we can answer, but there wasn't much up to date. The last one's from like last week. Okay. So this is a question from Doug inside the app. He goes, when race day comes, what are all the staffing positions that can compromise a factory team? So I guess, who could make things go wrong? What are the typical positions? And maybe Dave, you're a better answer for this.
Ooh, make things go wrong. In terms of like jeopardizing the rider's day, or
it just says when race day comes, what are all the positions that compromises a factory team? Like, so that's about what we got.
Comprises or compromises?
Compromises. Sorry.
Sure?
Yeah, compromises. Or sorry, wait, no, it is say comprises.
Yeah, so that's the difference between him saying makes up the team or compromises it, meaning messes it up. So
okay, well, I guess everybody can have a potential to messing things up. I mean, AJ knows firsthand. We had a couple bouts where, dude, there wasn't gas in his bike, so I guess it can be a lot of people. But dude, we're going back.
So
but,
basically, and we're gonna have a similar structure actually at our camps too. So you've got the driver. The driver is responsible for. He's also usually the chef. and he's cooking the food for most of the riders, and if not the riders, he's cooking the food for all of the staff. And he's responsible for just keeping everything in tip-top shape and looking professional. You have the crew chief who would be in charge of all the mechanics and keeping them in line, making bigger decisions when they need to be made, in charge of the mechanics. You have team manager who would be more probably the most universal. Team manager would be in charge of not just the mechanics and the crew chief, but also probably more rider focused.
Yeah.
So that's like picture Roger DeCoster's team manager, right?
Yep.
Somebody like that. He sort of should be, if he's a good one, kind of like the guru of this guy can help anybody out on the team.
Yeah.
Factory teams are big though. I think the average person would be very surprised how many people are involved well, shoot, I even think to Justin Hill. He's riding for Team Tedder there under like this beautiful rig, just one bike, just one rider. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I'd say he's got to have at least 5 to 7 people there operating with him easily. Probably.
Yep.
I would guess.
Yep.
But a factory team probably closer between 10 to 20.
Yeah, if you just saw all of the Blue Crew guys going down for like, I mean, just a practice or heat or even maybe just track walk, like they can fill like 2 or 3 of those. They're not golf carts. What are they, AJ?
I call them side by sides. I never know what they're
side by sides. There you go. Yeah, okay. I don't know why I brain farted. But yeah, like they could fill 2 or 3 side by sides, and I think they do. They just take turns shuttling it back and forth. But yeah, it's honestly it's pretty incredible. And I mean, there's the teams you've been on, AJ. There's spotters as well. There's mechanic support for the mechanics. Then you've got people that are representing some of the like the team in terms of like sponsors or media relation. Then you've got
a lot of time the drivers will be, I guess, depending on the team, they'll also film.
Yes, they'll film as well.
Right. I don't know if they're always the filmers, but when I say film, I'm not talking like film like Ethan. They'll be the ones that are filming, following the rider the whole time to put it up and use it as the dartfish. This used to be back in my day. It was like there was like freaking crappy little cameras, and they're trying to follow the rider
camcorder.
Around. I don't know what they're using for it now. I'd be curious.
Yeah.
You could probably just use an iPhone.
I would imagine probably iPhone. I'd imagine Brian's not the guy, but I always see Brian Deegan at any pro race horizontal filming Hayden. I remember specifically Bud's Creek press day one year. He was filming different sections of Hayden, literally right next to Ty, just iPhone. I'd imagine they use iPhone.
Yeah, so you wonder, I don't know how much of that they're watching back on race day, if like Brian's filming, let's say, but that for sure is all getting watched at some point. Being able to study that footage of yourself is huge. And at the races, they use a program called Dartfish, or used to use a program called Dartfish, where it is like it can ghost another rider. Either you on a previous lap, or let's say you wanted to compare your lap versus Tomac to make yourself feel really bad about yourself. You could ghost Tomac over your lap and just see exactly where they're making.
If you want to feel bad about yourself, is that what he said?
Yeah.
If you want to cry before your moto.
Sometimes there's like 2 different rhythm options that you think you can't tell. Or maybe the jump versus the skim and the whoops. A lot of times you can't totally tell. And so being able to ghost those images on top of each other can tell that story quickly.
For sure.
All right, Millie, I'm all done. I'll
100%.
see you in 1 minute, okay? Are we going to eat ice cream? Oh, yes. Okay. Can you come down here? Okay, if you're going to come down here, go slow, okay? Can you believe it? Okay. So what we're going to do here is, I don't know if they can see you or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I can't see.
Okay. Wave hi to the camera. That's the camera.
Hi, camera.
Okay, and you're gonna tell the camera, let them know you just went to the Bahamas.
Yeah, camera.
What did you do at the Bahamas?
Yes.
What'd you do on vacation?
Come and go.
Did you go to the beach?
Yeah, camera.
Did you go swimming?
Yes, camera.
How many friends? Who are your friends' name? What are your friends' names?
Huh?
What are your best friends' names?
Yes, I'm dead. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Can you sing a song before you go?
Huh?
Sing a song to the camera, and then you can go.
Yeah.
That was really good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, Jorge Prado got 3rd freaking place. Is that what he got?
Yeah, 3rd place. Yeah,
That is
dude.
unreal.
And you know what's crazy is the fact that like I've never seen
No, you can't.
what's the word I'm looking for, AJ? Where it's like such a big delta. I mean, I'll use math terms, I guess, between 1 year to the next. He was at the bottom of the bottom, and now the dude is literally fighting for a Supercross win.
I mean, even just the jump he got off the gate yesterday too. Like,
Yeah,
he looks so good.
And there was no asterisks around where Prado finished either. What's going on with my mic here?
No, they did dock him for failing sound, so he did get docked 3 championship points, but
Oh, he
he
did.
didn't get docked position. Yeah, I guess he skipped
Oh, wow.
sound
But,
test or something.
No. Oh wow, interesting. But he didn't lose the
Yeah.
podium.
Didn't lose the podium.
Okay, that's good. All right, guys, I got to go because I'm apparently on solo dad duty now out of nowhere. But
Yeah, that was me
okay,
earlier.
well, yeah, Prado got 3rd. Who cares? Good job, Prado. We care. We care. We care.
We
I was
care, we
impressed.
care.
Not that that matters,
Same.
but good job to everybody that raced Anaheim 1. You guys all
Yeah,
did
it was
awesome.
awesome.
If you're a young
Yes.
kid and you were in the 250 class and you left disappointed, don't worry because you can race into. Don't touch the camera. Don't touch that, please. You can race until you're 38 to 40 years old, and
Yes,
nobody else.
and
Don't
be
let anybody
successful.
else tell you otherwise. Okay, people.
100%.
So if you're 19 years old and you just did Anaheim 1 and it was your first Supercross race and you left disappointed, that means that you've got 20 more years of racing. Is that math wrong? 29, 39. 20 more years of
Yeah.
racing if you want it. So take your time. Every day and every way, you're getting a little bit better and better. Okay. Don't let Anaheim 1 define you. All right. That's all, guys. Thanks for listening. We talked Supercross for an hour and 20 minutes. That will never happen again. So if you enjoyed it, don't come back to this podcast. Okay. Toodles.